volume is increasing with this extreme volume coming in right in here at the high. In fact, we've got two pro moves, one right after the other. Boom, boom. This is actually a very common pattern. I teach this in other areas, so I'm not going to go through it. I call this a three bears pattern. Very specific formation. You can see it. Boom, boom, boom. So the market's forming a high. Volume is increasing. That's what we're looking for. Multiple bars, high volume. Do we see a shooting star over here? Well, it's kind of sloppy. More importantly, what do we see? This is actually more bearish than a shooting star. Price came all the way up here and wound up closing down here. That looks pretty bearish to me. Why? Well, if buying was continuing, this wouldn't happen. Pure and simple. Supply and demand. So, could this be a top? Well, you know what? We've got multiple bars with high volume. They're closing above the 50%. We're at a relative new high. We see that we've got a shooting star with volume moving up. We've got the two pro moves in a row. What do you think? Well, yeah, I'd say that we're putting in a top up here. Now you combine that with the stochastic. Now you've got your confirmation. Because the question is, how do we know? How do we know that the market is going to move lower? Same thing would be going on right here. Well, let me give you a better example. Blue line is above the red line. Blue line is below the red line. Now we have a crossover right here. How do we know that that's a top? Okay, let's back up. First of all, are we at a relative high? Yeah, there you go. Market's moving up. If this was all we could see, is this a top? Well, first of all, let me make sure. Let me get on the right bar here. Yep, that's it. So we've got our crossover right here on the close of that bar. So let me go back here to the 16th. And we'll just look at what's going on with the market. That's a little bit too far. There we go. Now, on the day that we have the crossover, look at the difference. Remember the day that we were talking about before? What was going on? Wasn't the day much fatter with the volume? Now look at this. Just up and down. Now look at these days. You've got more spikes there. The average is the volume is staying right in this area, so about I'd say high average to lower. Do you see any kind of increase in volume? Well, there's a little bit of an increase in volume. In this area, see that coming into that high. There's the increase. But can you just, hopefully you can see, rewind the tape or rewind the video and look at the difference. Look at the difference in the volume. Is the volume sustained high? Do you have multiple days of high volume? You know what? Yeah, I could see how you might conclude that you do. These 2 days you've got some big volume spikes in this area. In fact, let's zoom in, see what we've got. Yep, there's a spike. You can see that. There's the volume spike. There's a spike on the up bar. Let's look over here. This one actually the spike is coming in on the down bar. So we've got a mixed message right there. Now let's look a little bit better. We've got volume, our price going up. What's going on with volume? Volume's going up. Here we go. Volume, our price is coming down. Volume's going down. Price goes up a little bit. Volume goes up. That's not what we're looking for, is it?